my brake lights.
Ain't turning back. Now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word from it. Put a couple bands on it. And I don't plan on letting people turn me. No. You can say what you want. I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go out that daylight. I'm feeling green, right? Talking to my past life. Focus on my brake lights.
Every time she stops moving right before, everybody gets to see her dance move.
I was ready to greet our wonderful viewers,
my
and you
God.
want to come
And
and
you just
startle
show
me.
your dance move.
Goodness, look, she wants me to show y'all my dance
Oh,
moves.
my
Maybe
goodness.
one day,
Yeah, like
one
you
day.
were doing.
Just not today, just not today. Yes, as you already know, we're already bringing in the energy. Listen, we're gonna have a fully loaded show, but first let us introduce ourselves. Let us be nice and introduce ourselves. So my name is Nori.
I'm Angeli.
And I am Francisca.
And you are tuned into Breaking the Silence. For this hour, we are invading your screen, which we're going to be talking about a lot of nice things. For me, it's nice. For me, it's powerful. For me, it's deep. But you know what? You're going to have to stay tuned until the end so you can get a taste of everything, all right? The first topic we're going to be talking about is managing anger, seeing red. OMG, when you get upset, when you get angry, do you see red? Do you black out? And you be like, oh my goodness, what just happened?
Yes.
Or
Oh,
you see
listen.
some other colors.
Listen, stay tuned for that. Angeli, make sure you stay tuned for that. And our next topic that we will be discussing also in the show is, depending, like going to your parents, depending on parents, bridging that gap between you and your parents. And this is a very important subject because nowadays, I don't see that. I don't know about y'all, but I haven't seen that in a hot minute. So we're gonna be discussing about that too. So make sure you get your napkins. Maybe you might need a napkin, maybe not, but it's okay. And we're also gonna have a fun game, which is pump it
Or dump it.
Oh, it's gonna be good, good, good. Pump it or dump it. We're gonna be showing y'all a few things and you're gonna let us know whether you pump it or you dump it. We're gonna tell you ours as well. But listen, I know we spoke too much, I spoke too much. We wanna give you guys a chance to be able to settle down, go grab your coffee, your drink, whatever it is, and we'll be right back after this break.
Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Hey guys, I am Tyler Posey, and I am going to be sharing a personal story of mine with mental health and just kind of dealing with awkward silences and friends helping me out through it. Almost 3 years ago, I lost my mother to breast cancer. She was just there for me more than anybody, and I would go to her for everything. And then when she died, I felt like I didn't really have anybody to go to. I think humans need to break down and cry every now and then, and I would do that with my mom. And then after she died, I felt like I had no one to do that around. My friends, I gotta be tough in front of my friends, in front of my brothers, in front of my dad. I would go to work, and then I would go home. There were a bunch of times where my best friends would hit me up, and if I, wasn't looking so well or doing so well, they would bring it up and be like, hey man, are you okay? What's going on? I'd be like, yeah, I'm okay. I wouldn't really get into it. And I realized that, that didn't make me feel any better. When I get depressed, I feel like I'm a burden on people, and I don't want to burden them with my problems. And so once I got over that, I was able to open up more with them, and we just have these great deep conversations now whenever we're feeling sad. I even have a tattoo. It's a tattoo of 2 hands shaking like this, and it has a lot of different meanings, but to me it means literally to reach out to my buddies when I'm in need of them. If you know somebody well enough, it's kind of easy to tell if something's a little off. One of my buddies just recently has been going through some stuff. Whenever I would have a party, he would kind of isolate himself in the back and just kind of, I could tell that he was down. Sometimes I try to let him come to me first and see if he wants to, ask for help or say, hey man, I'm kind of low right now. But if he doesn't, I'll usually reach out to him. It's always kind of awkward to start that conversation. But now I think we've gotten comfortable enough with it, and I've seen the good that it does, so I try to get rid of that awkward feeling and just kind of go right for it. It's easy to forget that reaching out to your friends really kind of almost immediately makes things better. Therapy is something that I discovered a few years ago, then I started doing it a lot, and I'm a huge fan of therapy. I kind of use myself as an example. I say, hey man, I've been to therapy and it works, and just talking your feelings out, getting everything off your chest, that's therapy in itself. If you recognize that a buddy is kind of struggling, or you yourself are, I know how hard it is to reach out for your own reasons. I had my own reasons why it was hard. Just do it. It is kind of an awkward situation and not the most natural, but I think we have to get over that and make it a really natural situation. So just do it. Just kind of face your fears and ask somebody. It'll save a life. Save mine.
Breaking the silence. Laughs. Fun. Real women, real talk. Stay tuned.
Let's strive to grow together on Breaking the Silence.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
Justification that comes with any addiction.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
But as you mature, you have to be with someone who matures with you.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
All right, we are back here on Breaking the Silence. And before we get into our first topic, we want to show you guys the question of the day. And that question for you to answer is, who do you go to with your relationship problems? I am dying to know what the viewers are going to reply to this question. This is I love this question. I really love it.
With the people you get advice from.
Exactly. All right, listen, I'm not even going to give my 2 cents yet, all right? We do have our QR code, though, that you can be able to scan. Bam, there it goes. You can be able to scan the QR code. It is going to take you to our page where you can drop your comment, your response. Who knows, maybe later on in the show, we're going to read your comments. So please just let us know your response to this question. All right, so ladies, y'all ready?
Yes.
Y'all ready for this topic?
Right.
I am so ready for this topic. Understanding and managing anger. You know, it's a good subject. It is I think it's kind of a serious subject as well, because whenever you don't have control over your anger, I think, you know, it's like you set yourself up for failure. You know, when we don't learn how to manage it. What do you guys think about that?
Well, yeah, anger is very complex. It's a human emotion, but being able to control it is so important.
Yeah, and that is why we're gonna, explore the causes and triggers of anger, how it impacts mental and also physical, and also, what we can do, right, to navigate healthy anger, to make it healthy anger, because you need to release it. You need to release that tension. You cannot be suppressing it. So today we're going to be giving tips to our viewers on how they can do that. And
being anger itself is a natural human emotion. If you come and you tell us, oh, I don't get angry, you're
not human. You're not human.
Exactly.
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Something is completely wrong. If you come out and say you don't get angry, you don't have anger, something is wrong. Why? Because that is a human emotion that every person has. Now, how we go about things, what do we do in our anger, that definitely is something that, we always have to be on the lookout for. And of course, the reason for anger, unhealthy anger, it's a number of reasons. But you know what? Unhealthy anger is something, me personally, is something that is learned. It's not like a trait that you're born with, like, light eyes, blonde hair or whatever. It's something that along the way you've acquired, you've learned it. So the same way that you learned that negative anger, you can also unlearn that anger.
Well, and anger has a lot of very detrimental consequences.
Yeah.
Like if you do not know how to control your anger, it's going to result in your relationships. It's going to result in your health. It's going to result in work. You're going to find yourself not being able to control your anger, and then you could lose your job. You could lose your relationship. You can even end up in jail. God forbid, you could end up in jail for not being able to control your anger. I mean, we hear a lot on the news of people who react because they're being cut off on the roadways, and they react out of emotion, out of anger, without thinking, and then they ruin their whole life, not even talking about the lives that are ruined behind anger. So as Nori was saying, like, it's a natural emotion, but learning how to be able to control it effectively is what is important. All of us get angry, but it's not having a negative consequence through your anger.
Right. And you've already named one of the triggers and causes of anger, which is frustration. You know, like in traffic, or maybe you have a goal and then something blocked you and you get frustrated, right? Again, it's a human emotion, but when something is not, your desire or something that you haven't achieved, then you get frustrated. And another thing, just injustice. When, you were doing everything right and then someone cut your way, right, and then did something wrong to you, all of a sudden you become frustrated, you become, angry because of that injustice, or stress. Physical discomfort is another thing, or personality traits, right? So these are just some of the triggers and causes why people get angry. So it depends on what people go through, what, experiences they have in life. But again, anger is something that everyone experiences. But the key here is how to navigate it and how to release it in a healthy way.
Just to piggyback off of what you said as well, another cause of anger would be the past trauma. Everyone has a story to tell. Everyone has been through something that has marked your life, maybe in a negative way, which has made you angry over the years. But it's always good to self-evaluate yourself and find out the root, the cause of it, because if you don't, that is something that without you even realizing it, you're gonna pass that down. You're gonna pass it down to your kids, you're gonna pass it down to other people around you, just by your actions, just by your feelings, just by how you present yourself or present whatever it is that is making you angry, that is triggering you. And it can be a phrase, it can be a name, it can be a situation, it can be something. Angelique, you mentioned injustice. Maybe you faced an injustice, a long time ago, and you feel like you've overcome it, but you see someone else going through that injustice, and boom, it causes a trigger, which eventually makes you to be angry all over again. So those are things that I feel that, we need to address. As an individual, we need to look deep down inside and address it, because if not, it's always gonna be creeping up. Sooner or later, it might creep up on you, and your reaction is always going to be that negative one. But unmanaged anger, one of the things that it causes is health issues.
Yes.
That is ridiculous. But it's so true, because let me tell you something. Anger, it's like a job. It's like a job. If you feed into that anger, it's like a job, which ultimately is going to cause stress. It can cause high blood pressure. It can cause ulcers. It can cause a lot of health issues, all because you are harnessing that anger. You can be happy. You can be going through a fine moment, going about your day, and then Rasputia comes in the office and you're angry with her. And it's like you build up, you're amping yourself up to be angry because of something that she said, or maybe because she got you angry or whatever. So, we need to be really careful with that.
Do you know that a lot of people, and I used to be this way, when I would get angry, I would fuel that anger, because that anger was a comfort zone for me. Like, that was somewhere that I enjoyed being in. Thank God I'm not that way anymore, but I used to be that way. So when somebody would make me mad, I would just fuel that anger because it was a comfort zone. It was like a good place to be at. But then what I would do as a result of that anger was never good. And just like the phrase here is seeing red. I used to black out because I would get so angry, and then I would black out. I wouldn't know what happened. I'd come to, and it was a terrible situation that had happened. So it's we really have to be able to control our anger, because it can result in some serious things. And that's definitely not a comfort zone.
Right.
So if you are, watching us now and hearing us talk about this, that area where you feel like it's a comfort to feel angry, like having peace is so much better than that anger, because that anger is a heavy weight on you, and you have to be able to release it and have that peace within yourself and not allow Rasputia to throw off your day. Like, why would you want to have some random person throw off your day and get you in a bad mood? And now you are seeing everything with angry eyes. Like, anybody can look at you and well, why are you looking at me like that? You got a problem? Do we need to solve? You know what I mean? So don't let somebody just throw you off like that.
But it also doesn't only affect impact you physically, like what Nori, where you were saying, chronic diseases, but also relationship. Imagine you're always somebody who gets irritated with everything. So how can you form a genuine, a deep relationship with family members, or even your spouse, or somebody you're in relationship with, your partner, or even friends? If you're somebody who's just going to be like a ticking bomb, every single time they're just afraid to say a word because, she can be angry anytime soon, or she's not gonna like what I said. So your friendships, your relationships, they're not as genuine or not sincere, because anytime you could explode. You don't want to be with a person who's always angry all the time. I mean, you're always like walking on thin ice, very careful, avoiding this person to get angry, because, hey, she might not like this, she's gonna get angry. So let's basically, let's not just invite her to lunch or dinner or any family gathering, because, she's not cool like that, So it's not only like, okay, you don't want to have that relationship, but still, you need to know how to manage your anger in a healthy way, because again, you're not gonna be like, okay, I'm not gonna be angry anymore at all. That's not realistic. But now, today, we're going to explore and how we can manage, anger, so we can have it healthily, right?
Exactly. I think identifying your triggers, that is maybe like one of the first steps that you do need to take. You need to identify your triggers. And one thing that has helped me over time is asking myself why. 5 whys. Why did I just get angry? Why what this person did or say make me angry? Why did I react in this negative way when something was said or something was done? Why is it that, ask yourself why. Instead of reacting in a negative way or in an explosive way, learn how to pump the brakes. Take that step back and ask yourself why. Identifying the triggers, that is definitely going to be one of the things that is going to help you. And addressing it, of course. Everything that you recognize that you need to change, obviously, you need to address it. You need to do something about it. And there's much more. Listen, we could stay on this topic for a very, very long time. But we would love to hear from you guys too. What makes you angry? How do you manage your anger? What do you do to kind of like, bring it down, tone it down? What have you done that has helped you along the way? Let us know, all right? But we're gonna cut into a quick break. Don't go nowhere, because when we come back, we are going to pump it or dump it.
Laugh, learn, and love with Breaking the Silence. We'll be right back.
It's important to get a flu shot each and every year, because flu viruses are constantly changing and immunity from the vaccine decreases over time. Flu vaccines are updated annually to work against that year's viruses. The best time to get your shot is in the fall, but getting it later can still help. Getting a flu shot lowers your risk of getting sick, and if you do happen to get flu, it's likely to be less severe.
Too busy to sit down with your favorite network? Not home to catch what's on TV? Welcome to the ULFN app. There's nowhere else to find action, drama, news, and motivation that lifts you up like our inspirational programs. No matter where you are, there's no better way to tune in and stay up to date with the latest episode when it airs. Our live broadcast enables you to watch us anytime, anywhere, 24/7. Never get left out again. If you're a fan of any of our programs, download the ULFN app now and watch what you love. Available both on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
Pump it or dump it. That's what we're gonna be playing right now. Y'all ready for this?
Yes.
Pump it or dump it.
Yeah.
And so the theme for this one is hobby. Yes, hobby hustle. So y'all ready for this one? All right, let's get right into it. Can I get the first one, please? Let us get the first one. Let's see if we're gonna pump it or dump it. Trying a new sport. Trying a new sport like rock climbing or surfing.
Yeah, pump it.
Pump it? What would you do?
I would do, yes.
Pump it. I would love to do rock climbing.
Yeah,
I
rock
did it,
climbing.
like
Rock climbing,
years
rock
ago.
climbing.
Surfing.
Listen, no
Surfing?
surfing.
No.
I don't
Oh,
do well
no
with
surfing
water.
for me.
Rock
Yeah,
climbing
water,
for
we're
sure.
not
I
we're
don't
not
do
friends.
well with water. Yes.
I'm not swimming with the sharks, guys.
Leave me with the rock climbing.
Yeah, rock
it's
climbing.
a challenge and I would love it. I would
Yes.
definitely love it. All right, so we are all
We're pumping.
pumping. All right, that's good. So we are all, there you go. We're all on the same boat here. All righty. So let us get into our next one. Francisca, what's our next
All
one?
right, our next one is writing poetry or short stories. Pump it or dump it.
I'm gonna dump this
I'm definitely gonna pump it. I'm gonna pump it.
Yeah?
Especially the short stories.
Short story?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Because I used to free write a lot when I was younger.
How long ago was that?
Just like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
You know?
not
Yeah,
too long
I would
ago.
definitely pump it. What about
I mean,
you?
I would pump it. I
I'll
would
dump
I
it.
would love to be able to be a writer, but I like the idea.
You
so
can
I'll
be a
pump it.
writer.
You like the idea? Okay.
Yeah. What do you mean you would love? You can be a writer. You can be a writer. I'm a writer. I'm a writer. So we're all pumped. No.
No, I'm dumping
No,
this
you're
one.
You're whack.
Yeah, I'm dumping
You're
this one.
pumping
Sorry,
it, right?
guys.
So
Yes,
two
I'm
against
pumping
one.
it.
Pump
Pump
it.
it.
Dump
We
it.
are pumping it, y'all. Yes.
All right.
Alrighty, Angelique.
All right, our
Third
next one.
please.
Okay. Collecting vintage records or rare books.
Oh.
Collecting vintage.
I will
I
pump
would
this,
dump
especially
it.
with the collecting vintage records.
I'll pump it.
Till today, I have records that belong to my dad.
Oh, that's
And
safe.
yes, and so yeah.
No.
Yes. So
I'm not
I'm
I'm not a
pumping this
hoarder.
one.
Dump it.
Yeah,
What?
I'll dump it.
No, dump it.
Seriously?
Dump it. Seriously.
Yeah.
You guys are boring.
I'll dump it.
Really? Yeah. Yes.
Why am I
Thank
gonna
you.
collect it? No.
No.
I mean,
I'll
do you
just
know
give
what
it
that
away.
is?
I'll just give it away.
I know y'all horrible. Okay.
No.
All right. So
I'll dump it.
2 against 1. That's fine. I'm pumping it out all the way.
So if you need unique items, then go to Nora's house.
All right,
She
so
has
let's go
everything.
into our next one. The next one is, bam, taking up photography or videography.
Yes. Pump it.
Pump it.
Pump
Pump
it.
it.
Pump it for both.
Pump it.
Pump
Yeah.
it for both. I will definitely pump it. I mean, I like to think that I can, I can take nice and wonderful pictures and that I can really take nice videos. I love to think that, I don't know what Francisca would say or anybody else would say, but that's besides the point, right, Francisca?
I mean, all you gotta do is try.
There
As
you
told me
go.
about writing.
There
all you gotta do
there
is
you
take
go.
the picture.
There
I thought you
go.
were gonna dump it because you're like tired of it already.
No.
You've been doing it for so long.
You're gonna pump it?
Yes, pump it.
I'm pumping this
Pump
one
it.
too.
So we're all pumping.
Yes.
We're pumping
Pump
it,
it.
baby. Yes. Pump it. All right.
Okay.
Francisca, let's go to our
All right.
next
Are we
one.
ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yes.
You ready? All right.
I'm ready.
Building
Ready.
model
ready.
kits or constructing things with Legos.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Okay.
No. No.
I will pump it.
No,
I dump it.
No, I'm not good with my hands, so I'm
Listen,
dumping this
Listen,
one.
I have a model kit at my house that I've been planning on
Wanting.
working on. that
You've
I have
been
not,
planning?
because
How long
I want
ago?
to build this car.
Wait a
It is
minute.
so cool. It's my dream car.
Okay.
It's my dream car. So I bought the little kit to build it, to make it, but I just haven't done it yet. But
How long ago did you buy this
no.
one?
but they're cool to do. They're fun to do. To like
Listen.
build those kit cars.
That brings me to my next question, Francisca. How long have you had
Yeah.
this?
I mean, that's besides the point. Like,
What do you mean?
That's not in the question.
You gotta answer it.
I don't even see that
Don't
in the
y'all
question.
know how to answer that question, y'all? Yes.
Hey, you
Look,
gotta
see,
answer.
they're nodding their head yes. I
Besides
can
the
see them.
point. I might have had it for a little bit.
It's probably collecting dust.
I might have forgot that I had it till recently, but I have it, and I'm gonna build that little kit car because eventually I'm gonna have that car.
Okay.
In real life.
Send me a picture of it of the now.
Shelby GT500 is
Ooh.
what it is.
I don't know
and
what it is,
I'm
but
gonna build
okay.
it.
Okay.
67. I'm gonna build it, and then I'm gonna have one.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
We're
All right,
gonna
y'all.
wait on that, okay?
Let us go to our next one. Next one.
Okay.
Angelina.
Our next one. Okay. All right. So our next one is.
Bam, bam, bam.
Let us go. Let's pull it up, please. Okay. Collecting unique travel souvenirs.
No. I would definitely dump this.
I'm sorry.
Once
I
upon
like
a
to pack light, you know?
You know, once upon a time, I would, save them and collect them, but it comes to a point where you just have too much of it and it's just all over the place, or it's just catching dust, or no. Listen, just the experience of actually going there, or just the thought that the person had of me while they were there, like, that's more than enough. Don't bring me no souvenirs. I will not keep no souvenirs. I will never. No, I don't need it.
That is useful.
I mean, if it's useful, then fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, a lot of people will get these little knickknacks, but I think that it's better to invest in something that you're going to use on a day-to-day
Yeah.
basis
If it's useful,
and
okay.
get it from another
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, in that case, yeah, I agree with you 100%. But other than that, I
something
will.
with the name on it.
Not even.
No, I know. That's what they get with these
Yeah.
unique
Yeah.
travel.
Exactly. So I'm
no.
dumping it.
Yeah,
What are
me
you
too.
doing?
Dump it.
Dumping.
Dump it.
Everyone's
Yeah.
dumping it?
Dump it.
Everyone's dumping it, y'all. All right. So there you go. Bam. Dump it, dump it, dump it. All the way. All right, y'all. So we ready for our next one?
Yes. So what's the next
You
one?
ready for the next
I'm
one?
ready. Let's
All
go.
right. So this next one is joining a local sports team or league. If I had the time, I would pump it. Yeah, I would do it. But I don't
What
have
kind
the
of team would you want to join?
softball. I used to do softball when I was younger. Or bowling. Bowling, I like bowling. Yeah, I'm definitely into bowling. So yeah, those would be the two. If I had time, I would, but I don't. So I would dump it. What about you?
No, I would dump it.
Dump it?
Dump it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dump it
Dump
too.
it.
Dump it.
Why would y'all dump it?
Well, although if table tennis is fine, but I'm
Table
still
tennis?
dumping it. Yeah.
table tennis. What would you do?
No.
What would you do?
She just said
if
no.
you could join. If you could join.
She's not even. No,
I
no.
mean,
She's
back
like,
in
no.
the day, I used to play basketball.
Ooh, you can shoot some hoops.
I
You
mean,
gotta
back in
teach
the
me.
day, it's been a while since I've
been
been
a
on the
while.
court.
I can't shoot.
But a
Save
whole
my life.
other game.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're all what? Dumping it?
Dumping.
Dump it.
I thought you were gonna pump it.
No, I'm dumping it. I don't have the time.
Yeah, you did say pump it.
I did?
Yes.
If I had the time, but no,
Okay.
I don't have the time. Alrighty, next one.
All right,
Bam,
let's see.
Francisca, give us our next one,
All right.
please.
Gardening or growing your own herbs?
I have
torn.
something to say with no
Go ahead.
about
No,
this.
Go ahead.
No, but this for me, yeah, I'll pump it. I'll pump it.
You'll pump it?
I'll pump
Why
it.
would you pump it?
Hey, having to grow your own herbs, don't you like that? Like, I mean, for me, if it's possible, like if the environment and, localities, the surroundings is good, then I would definitely do it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What about you,
Although I don't have a
Francisca?
green thumb.
I mean, if I had a green thumb,
Yeah.
maybe. but I probably would kill. So I'm not even going to try.
Oh, you know, you and I are on the same boat.
I would kill.
I don't do well with plants.
Yeah, Nori,
and planting. You know, Angelique's my witness.
Yes, please don't,
so I will
give
have
your
to dump
plants
it.
to
I would
Yeah.
dump it. You,
I mean,
you
if I
want
had
me
a
to
green
dump
thumb,
it?
I would. Because I mean, it seems like it's a relaxing
Yeah.
hobby
Yeah.
that people really enjoy.
I mean, there's people, yes.
Yes, but I will have to be honest. Got to know your strengths and weaknesses.
We're dumping it, y'all.
That's definitely not a strength of mine.
We are dumping it. All right, Angelique, give us our next one.
All right, our next one. Oh, okay. Our next one is learning to knit, crochet, or sewing. Yes, definitely.
I'll pump this.
I want to learn how to crochet.
I want
Yeah.
to learn how to sew my own clothes. Like, I can do it, but it comes out so horrible. Like, it's sad. It's really sad, you know, to the point where I'm like, you know what, let me just buy like them clothing tapes and just like tape it together because the look at Princess, the sewing is not working. It's just not working.
Professionals, it's on your
Exactly. So I'd rather take it to the professionals, but I mean, you want to save some money, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's
so,
true.
You know, I gotta
Yeah.
step my game up and learn how
I'll
to
pump
do it
this one.
properly. So,
Pump.
I pump it.
You're going to pump it?
I would pump it because I
Pump it?
want to learn how to sew.
Okay, all right. What about you?
For the
Pump
same
it?
reason.
You want to crochet?
I do want to
Do you have time to crochet? No, you don't.
But I still want to pump it.
That's not in the
Hey, I still
options
want,
here.
I know.
If I
just
have
wanna
unlimited
learn.
time, I will crochet.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I
All
wanna
right, do we
learn
have any more? Yes,
Yeah,
we
one
do.
more.
No, we don't. Bam, we got one more, y'all. Trying painting or drawing. Pump it or dump it. Francisca.
I mean, I like the painting. Drawing, I
Yeah.
could go without. So I would pump it. Pump it for the painting.
Pump it for the painting.
Pump it for
Yeah,
the
Angelique.
pump it for the painting too.
Painting?
Drawing, no, because I draw like stick
stick
man.
figures. And they look walk like this.
The other eye is bigger than the other
That's
one.
exactly what I was gonna say just now. I'm dumping this because that would just be me. Just draw a circle, some three dots, a smiley face, and some sticks for arms and legs. Listen,
But
I can't
artists can
paint
make
or
that
draw
work,
to save my
but-
life.
Yeah, but
cannot.
painting, yes,
can't.
because you can be abstract in that.
Some people find it relaxing, but I think I would be frustrated because I would
Paint by
just,
You can't
numbers.
picture what
Paint
you're
by
painting.
numbers.
yeah, you know,
I'll-
I'm dumping it.
I'll pump it
You're
for
pumping
the
it?
painting.
What about
I'll-
you? You're
I'll
pumping
pump it for the painting.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 against 1.
Yeah.
All right, so they're pumping it, y'all. Yes, they are pumping it, and I am dumping it. What did you do? Did you pump most of them, or did you dump most of them? Let us know. We'll love to hear from you guys too. But that's all we have for Pump It or Dump It. Guys, don't go nowhere. We are gonna go on a quick break, and we'll be right back.
We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Real women, real talk. Breaking the silence is where stories become connections. Let's break the silence together.
Life gets busy, and sometimes you miss your favorite show. But for all of you fans of the Breaking the Silence program, we've got you covered. Introducing watch.ulfn.org/Breaking the Silence. It's your go-to destination to catch up on all the Breaking the Silence program episodes that you've missed. With a few simple clicks, relive the deep conversations, the fascinating topics, the laughter, and the thrills that only Breaking the Silence can provide. You can satisfy that itch for more at watch.ulfn.org/Breaking the Silence. Our easy-to-use interface enables you to choose which of your favorite episodes to watch at your convenience. Breaking the Silence, a woman's talk show to inspire and motivate. Get ready for a journey of empowerment, inspiration, and unfiltered conversations. Welcome to Breaking the Silence.
Where did the time go? I don't know how.
done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Breaking the Silence is back. Let's keep the conversation going.
Let's keep the conversation going. And today we have this interesting topic that we have, bridging the gap, having, that nice conversation with our parents on a deeper level. I find this very, very interesting because I don't think that nowadays you see people having that relationship with their parents on a deeper level. What do you guys think? What have you guys seen?
Being able to have this kind of conversation with your parents
Yeah.
on any kind of topic is so helpful, because then you can come to them for any kind of advice, whether relationship advice, what you want to do
Yeah.
with your future, whatever the case is. You want to be able to talk to them openly and honestly about
Yeah.
any topic without the fear of judgment, right?
Yeah, and for those who are probably oh, I don't want this topic at all. Well, today we're going to give you some tips, right, on how to build this deeper connection with, the people that knows you the best, your parents, right?
Exactly. And one thing we can never forget about is throughout the course of years, as we grow, we mature, we kind of look at our parents as people who we can't really go to, when that's not the case at all. It's completely the opposite. They're supposed to be your go-to person. They're the very ones that saw you come into this world. They're the ones that have been there. They're the ones that have fought, have sweated, they've sweated bullets, just to make sure that you're good. They're the ones that always have your best interest at heart. And let's say, for example, if something ever did happen, which probably, caused that gap between y'all, who knows? With you reaching out, with you, wanting to, make amends, you're actually going to be healing not only yourself, but you're going to be healing your parents as well. And you're going to be creating that strong relationship, that strong bond that should have never been broken in the first place.
Yes,
You agree?
I agree. And open communication, it fosters strong parent-to-child relationship. It builds trust and provides emotional support during challenging times. I mean, we always hear, if you're going to go through a situation or want to get advice on something, go to somebody who's been there, who's done that, right? And somebody who knows you. And like you said, if your parents, they know you the best. They have made you, they know you, so they know what your strengths are, they know what your weaknesses are, and they have no reason to lie to you or manipulate you or to con you in any kind of way. So being able to speak to them openly and honestly, they can give you the guidance and the support that you need, because sometimes when you go to other people for that same kind of guidance and advice, you're not going to get a straight, honest answer. Your parents know you and they want the best for you. So trust them in what the advice that they're giving you, because they've been there, especially if it's with life challenges, or it's with love life, or it is with career choices. They have already faced these challenges and they know how to overcome it. Unfortunately, a lot of us can be hard-headed and say, I know what's best and I'm going to do things my way. But you would avoid so much if you could just come to your parents and get advice from them and actually take it.
Yeah, and parents, they just love the fact that you're coming to them when you're going through something, when you're going through difficulties, because again, they're there, they're not going to judge you, they're not going to tell you, hey, you're my child, I'm your blood, right? So I'm here to, to advise you, one of you said, to protect you, to be able to give you insight and valuable perspectives and advices process because, again, their parents, they want what's best for you. But for those who are watching and they're probably, my upbringing is different, my tradition or my culture is different. Like, we were never ever allowed to speak to our parents before. Like, now we have like gentle parenting, right? We have modern parenting, but back in the days, it was not like that. Like, you cannot even say anything, right? Like, it depends on the upbringing of the person. But how do we overcome that barrier, communication barrier? And that is why, for maybe you're an adult now, and then all the time, all your childhood or your teenage years, you were never able to open up to your parents. So how do you break down that barrier so that now you can actually form and build that, relationship, a deeper relationship with your parents?
I think finding the right time and the right place to have that sit down, to have that communication, that open communication with your parents, a time where there won't be any interruptions, a time where that you can have and speak freely and vent, however you need to vent, whether you're angry, whether you're upset, whether you're afraid, whether you're kind of skeptical about how their reaction is going to be. But just by you taking that step and trusting them with your feelings and your emotion, that right there, I think, would kind of break them in the sense that they won't be as hard. They won't be as hard on you because they're recognizing that you're coming to them, that you trust them enough to come to them with whatever issue, with whatever doubts, with whatever fear that you're facing, that you're going through, and you genuinely want their help. So I think finding the right time and the right place is definitely something that will help to break that barrier.
Yeah, and you want to do it in small steps. Like, you don't want to just dive into a deep conversation with your parents, especially if you haven't already started to cultivate that kind of relationship with them, and to also be prepared for their reactions. Whenever in any kind of conversation, whether it's with your parents, with a friend, with a coworker, you always want to actively listen to what the other person is saying. So don't go into the conversation with your parents already on the defense mode, because a lot of the times our parents will tell us things that is totally against what we want to do. But we need to listen to what they're saying, understand their perspective, and also choosing your words wisely, especially using the word I, like I feel, I want, I need, instead of using the word you to be, accusative towards your parents, because that can start an argument or a fight that you really don't even want to avoid. That you want to avoid. So make sure that you're choosing your words wisely. And like Nori said, you want to choose the time right. Because if they're stressed, if they're upset, they just got home from work, they got a million things to do, the other kids are calling their attention, like this is just not the right time to have the conversation. Maybe going out to eat with them, being on neutral grounds, and then being able to start this kind of conversation with them will really help to be able to bring this conversation naturally.
You just reminded me of an incident with my mom long time ago. I was judging. I was already in my head. I was already judging and already thinking what her reaction was going to be. Like, I was assuming for her reaction to be negative. So when I came to her with fear. I was scared. I was afraid. And when I broke it down to her, like, I was beating around the bush, but she was like, listen, just go on with it already. Just say what you need to say. And I said it. And she just burst out laughing. And I'm like, why are you laughing? It made me feel some type of way. But then again, I was relieved. I was relieved because she didn't react in the way I was already assuming that she wasn't going to understand, that she was already going to, get on me, get on my case. And that wasn't the case. She started laughing, and we just simply sat down and had like a nice, natural, light conversation. So you just saying that just brought that to mind.
And I just thought about something that my mom used to do. I don't know any of y'all have ever been in this situation, but like, I would always avoid any kind of conversation with my parents. Like, I was like, no, I'm about to get in trouble. I'm out of this conversation. Like, I'd slip through their fingers, right? But then the second I had to get in the car with them, and that door locked, and we were on the
tension,
road.
Right?
Oh Lord, I hated getting in the car with my mom because I'm like, I'm about to get
feel it. You can
She's
feel
like,
it.
now I have your attention, and I am going to, and then just So whatever she needed to say at the moment. But maybe you don't want to choose those moments, but it should be like a lighthearted kind of conversation with your parents. But it made me think about that's what my mom used to do.
Yeah, because like Nora, you were already assuming that kind of reaction, but we gotta be prepared for a different reaction, right? It might be something that, okay, you assume because your parents are like this or like that, and you kind of assume based on their personality how they're going to react to that problem. However, they can have a positive reaction to that problem as long as you're sincere and honest, and you know, you are just gonna be there. You're just gonna be straight up. Okay, what do you need? Like your mom said, just tell me straight, to stop beating around the bush. And sometimes that's what they need. That's what parents need. You know, be patient and understanding, because sometimes they have so many things in mind, so many things they have to take care of, adult stuff, right? Now we know what these adult stuff are, but sometimes when you go to them, especially when you're addressing a difficult conversation, you have to, you know, come to them and ask for an advice, and it's very difficult that you don't know how to start. You know, it's really best to be patient with them, to be understanding, because they can understand in a different way and you can understand in a different way. You have different faces and how, you know, communication styles as well. So, you know, make sure that you are not judging them or assuming that reaction, but also setting boundaries. You cannot be just like, okay, do whatever you want to me, or, you know, okay, you cannot do anything at all. So healthy boundaries as well will help, you know, have that communication and deeper bond with, you know, our parents.
You know, and one of the benefits of having that open communication is that strong relationship. You know, to be able to reach a point with your parents where you can talk about anything and everything. It doesn't matter how silly it might be. It doesn't matter how serious it might be. It doesn't matter how bad it might be. But that level of trust and confidence that you need to have with your loved ones, that right there just sets, for me, I think it sets the foundation for life. For life. Whether you're young or you're an adult, you're a mature person, or both of you are, you know, advanced in age, that relationship, that openness is always going to create that strong bond between you and your parents. And that is a great, great place to be at, because they need to be the person that you can always be a kid with. They're the ones that you can freely, you know, be able to cry to or to vent in any sense of the word, no matter how you're venting. And they will understand you. Why? Because they're your parents. They have your best interest at heart at all times. They will always have your back. So, you know, it's good to invest in that type of relationship, that open communication with your parents. I hope this was able to help you guys. You know, if there's anyone out there struggling to have that strong relationship with your mama, your daddy, listen, work on it, because you only have one mama and you only have one daddy, all right? So you need to enjoy them to the fullest, all right? But we are gonna go to our question of the day. I am so ready to hear your responses. We'll be right back. Question of the day. We are ready for our question of the day. All right, so for those of y'all who missed it earlier, there it goes. Who do you go to with your relationship problems? Bam! And I love our viewers. We do have our first comment, which comes from Clarissa. Last time I took advice from my mom, I ended up having triplets. I won't go to mom.
Clarissa. That sounds like babysitting for life.
Yeah, she's like, I will babysit them, don't worry. I will do the taking care.
I mean, but that's your mama though. So listen,
I know.
She's gonna hold you down, Clarissa. She's definitely gonna hold you down. So don't worry about it, girl. You're good. You're set. You're set for life. All right. Thank you for that, Clarissa. Next comment.
Rosetta, my BFF, she's always looking out for my best interests.
All right.
Okay, it's always good to have somebody in your corner that has your back. and is not going to be with an alternative motive.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next comment,
We have our next one coming from Sybil Lemaire. Okay. Me, myself, and I, the three voices that get me out of all types of jams. Now only if I can stop them from talking back. What if me, myself, and I have different opinions?
Exactly.
I mean, like me has like, go for it, myself. No. I is like, stay there.
Yeah. Oh my
like,
goodness.
oh my gosh.
What about you, Angelique? Who do you
Well,
go to?
I have, because I don't have any siblings, right? But I really gotten closer to this a sister-like friend of mine, and she's older than me, and she's given me so much advice, like relationship advice in the past, and even now, like when I go to her. So, shout out to her. Hello. I'm gonna text you in a few. But you know, because when you don't have like siblings, when you don't have, you know, and when you know your parents are working and you don't have anybody there, and then you grow up like with, you know, friends, cousins, even my cousins as well. I do have some cousins, but when you grow like a bond with this person that could understand you, have the same goals, going through the same thing, and they, as you said, I think you mentioned it, been there, done that, and they can tell you like which way to go. So, you know, I'm glad that I have that one person.
All right. What about you, Francisca?
I mean, I used to go to my mom for relationship advice sometimes, but then I realized how messy that can get when you are like no longer upset with your boyfriend and then your mom is still upset. So I just stopped doing that, and I basically just stick with myself.
Okay. All right.
How about
I
you?
would definitely go with elderly people who have been married for a very long time because they've lived it, they've gone through it all. Of course, I'm gonna always watch and observe, and if you have something to give, something to share that's gonna help me, oh listen, I'm gonna stick on you like glue. So yes, I would definitely go with mature people.
They've been there,
you know, they've been together for a very, very long time. All right, y'all, thank y'all for sharing y'all comments. You can keep sending them in, all right? But we're gonna cut into a break, and we'll be right back.
The show isn't over yet. Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Let's start time for dinner.
Oh, it's really good. Take those.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Breaking the silence is where ripples become waves of change. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation.
You are watching Breaking the Silence.
What a loaded show.
Yeah.
We had a great time. I know you guys had a great time too, y'all. Did you have a great time?
Yeah.
Did you have a great time?
It's always breaking the silence.
Breaking the silence. Listen, from learning how to manage our anger to
So important.
Exactly. It is so
And
very
sometimes
important
you
because
be
let
getting
me
to
tell
see
you,
red,
somebody here be
Lori.
getting me so
You
upset.
can-
Hey, especially with the traffic
that
here
I
in
just be
Houston.
like, what? You know, it's all love. It's all love at the end of the day. But no, seriously.
Not in the moment when I'm seeing red.
Oh my goodness. Listen, you know, we definitely need to go to some therapy, Francisca. All right.
Breathe in and out.
And having that open communication with our parents is always key. It's I mean, listen, you only have them once. So you have to embrace them. You have to love them. You know, enjoy them while you have them. So it is so very, very important. But we also want to remind you guys about
King
Oh, Angelique got it. Francisca forgot. Oh, Francisca.
She didn't get
there
the
goes
notice.
our King's Showtime. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. If you can't catch it on the weekdays, you can catch it on the weekends. I can already tell Francisca has been missing some episodes
watching it in
because she
my
wasn't on
mind.
point.
You gotta do the recaps then.
We gotta come after this girl. Listen, get on it, Francisca. Get on it, all right? Don't miss it. It is definitely a good watch that you can be able to watch with your family 7 days a week. You don't have an excuse as to why to miss it. But we had a very, very good show. Any ideas, suggestions that y'all have, y'all want us to talk about, always make sure to DM us, and you never know. But we're gonna have to say, see you later for now. Bye.